I hope you enjoyed that. As you will see in a moment, it was absolutely right to go with today's reading, which is Jesus telling the story and then explaining it, and it comes from the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 13. Jesus put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sowed good seed in his field, but while everybody was asleep, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and then went away. So when the plants came up and bore grain, then the weeds appeared as well. And the slaves of the householder came and said to him, "Master, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where then did these weeds come from?" He answered, "An enemy has done this." The slave said to him, "Then do you want us to go and gather them?" But he replied, "No, for in gathering the weeds you would uproot the wheat along with them. Let them both grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time I will tell the reapers, collect the weeds first and bind them in bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn." Then he left the crowds and went into the house, and his disciples approached him, saying, "Explain to us the parable of the weeds of the field." He answered, "The one who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom. The weeds are the children of the evil one, and the enemy who sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the reapers are angels. Just as the weeds are collected and burned up with fire, so will it be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will collect out of his kingdom all causes of sin and all evildoers, and they will throw them into the furnace of fire, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Let anyone with ears listen." And there's one thing that we're fairly sure about: when Jesus spoke, people listened, because what he said was interesting and challenging. And what are we to make of this account? And I don't think it's primarily about good farm workmanship. I once had a book called Teach Yourself Good Farm Workmanship. And I think if you asked a farmer, or indeed a gardener, when they found weeds, they want to pull them up, because the weeds eat the energy, the good things in the soil, which you want to go in your productive ones. So I don't think that Jesus was talking about agriculture. But he does say the world is a mess, there is evil in it, and it's not for you to separate out the good and the bad. You've just got to get on with it, living in this mess. You're part of it yourself, of course. Go on living in it. And there's a very important clue to what Jesus is saying in this parable. The slaves come and they ask the farmer, should we pull up the weeds? And he says, no, let them grow together. Let them, allow them. And the word that he uses for let is actually the word for forgive. It's the same word that we find in the Lord's Prayer when we say, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. So he's saying, let the weeds and the good grain grow together. Let them forgive each other. Forgiveness is the heart of it. Forgiveness is how good and bad can cope together and goodness finally triumph. What do we call forgiveness? We call it grace, don't we? Amazing grace. I recently came across a video sequence of the Spanish singer in a very famous cathedral in Barcelona. In one way, it's a bit over the top, but here is the Spanish Amazing Grace.